Hello, everyone. I'm so glad to be here to share with you how Taiwan is driving financial innovation through the AI. Um, Here's what I'll cover today. I will walk you through Taiwan's national plan to promote AI. Then I will dig into how financial regulator support is supporting fintech development and ensuring responsible AI use. Finally, I will share insight into current market trends, what's accelerating, what's challenging, and where the biggest opportunities lie. Let me give you some context. While Taiwan is well known for its advancement in AI hardware and semiconductors, we hope you won't overlook its financial sector. With strong foundations and a growing focus on AI-driven innovation, Taiwan's financial industry has great potential to become the next rising star in the region. According to a 2024 report by Intel, in Taiwan, manufacturing and finance are the top two industries investing heavily in AI. In finance, AI is already helping with credit scoring, fraud detection, automated insurance claims, robot advisor, etc. It's rapidly evolving. In fact, AI software spending in Taiwan is projected to grow at an annual rate of 21.5% between 2023 and 2027. That is a strong signal that both demand and momentum. If we look at the AI adoption rate in Taiwan's financial sector, we will see where the growth is coming from. These are the survey results by our commission conducted this month. It's preliminary. We haven't officially released them. Banks lead the way with 87% adoption, followed by life insurers, 67%, property insurers at 45%, and securities firms at 31%. You can compare their last year's adoption rates showing at the bottom. Generative AI is also gaining ground. 48% of financial institutions who adopt AI are using. We see the momentum is there, but it's still relatively early days for widespread integration, particularly outside the banking sector. Let's now look at the government policies that are taking shape the innovation. First, the Executive Yuan, we have an AI Action Plan 2.0, which runs from 2023 to 2026. This master framework is about putting AI into action across industries. It has 5 focuses: building talent, advancing core tech, strengthening our ecosystem, and making Taiwan more globally visible. It also looks at the social and ethical side of AI, trying to achieve a sustainable AI economy. Drilling down, there are foundation R&D side and investment programs driving this. The NSTC, the National Science and Technology Council, is investing heavily in AI R&D and cross-sector applications. The goal is to build a strong foundation for AI application, not just in labs, but out into real-world use across different sectors. We also have a very exciting investment program. MODA, Ministry of Digital Affairs, and NDC, the National Development Council, launched a 10 billion NT dollars AI startup investment program. It's a 10-year fund. Its structure is a one-to-one match co-investment model. Government matches private dollar invested. If a startup does really well, for example, winning awards or participating in government AI programs, the government's investment could potentially triple, meaning from 1 to 1 to maybe 1 to 3. This decade-long program shows Taiwan's commitment to boost the AI innovation. How does the FSC, Financial Supervisory Commission, my commission, fit in? Our commission adopts a multi-pronged strategy focused on creating an environment that helps innovation and collaboration. One big area is fighting financial fraud from the left-hand side. For example, the Eagle Eye Fraud Detection Alliance, launched by Taipei Fubon Bank, brings together 36 financial institutions to use federated learning to detect fraud smarter and faster. We are also supporting other cutting-edge efforts, like using synthetic data and private enhancement technology to fight scams without compromising customer data. There are also a lot of AI applications in the industry, such as biometric authentication, automatic risk assessment, and robotic processing automation. We are also making it easier for firms to test new things. We revise regulations and encourage financial institutions to experiment through pilot programs. They may use a fast track review system if their projects promote financial inclusion. We are also revamping our regulatory sandbox. Third, we are building a stronger ecosystem through the FinTech Industry Alliance, bringing together key players in finance and tech. We have formed 4 working circles focused on tech R&D, digital finance best practices, investment collaboration, and cross-sector innovation. The Alliance is now working on a FinTech venture capital fund targeting 7.5 billion NT dollars, with about 40% going into Taiwan's FinTech, including AI, blockchain, big data, and digital inclusion technologies. And of course, we don't forget investing human capital. That's why we are teaming up with the universities and our FinTech space accelerators to train future FinTech pros. We also offer certifications and upskilling programs in AI and digital finance, making sure the talent pipeline stays strong. With all this innovation happening, the responsible AI part becomes really, really important. Our approach is quite early on this. In October 2023, the FSC released the core principles for AI in financial services. You may refer to the right button for the 6 principles. Building on that, in June 2024, we introduced detailed AI guidelines for financial institutions. These guidelines cover the entire AI circle, from system design and risk assessment to implementation and vendor oversight. We got pretty positive feedback from the industry. Many financial institutions told us that these guidelines gave them much needed direction and clarity when developing and managing AI systems. We also asked industry associations in banking, securities, insurance, asset management, and futures to develop their own self-regulations. So our method is really layered. Principles, then guidelines, then industry specifics. Looking ahead, our government is taking a long-term view. The Executive Yuan is drafting Taiwan's first overarching AI basic law, a national framework that will give MODA the power to manage AI risks, create risk classification, and promote safe data innovation. To ensure consistency across agencies, we have also launched the Digital Policy and Legal Coordination Project. This team helps align AI policies, data governance, privacy protection, and digital applications. Basically, it's like an air traffic controller for digital policies. In short, we are building a smarter, flexible foundation, one that adapts as AI evolves. So, with all this policy and regulatory groundwork being laid, what are we actually seeing in the market? Well, according to a 2024 CIO survey by a Taiwanese magazine called IT Home, AI and machine learning budgets in Taiwan have grown by an incredible 93%, nearly doubling in just 1 year. And nearly half of all CIOs say that AI innovation is the top priority for their next year. But here's the catch. Despite all the excitement, overall adoption still has room to grow. That's why we are actively nurturing emerging fields like federated learning, synthetic data, AI agents, and green fintech. These are the next frontiers, and we want to help Taiwanese financial ecosystem seize those opportunities, not just follow global trends, but become first movers. Of course, innovation doesn't come without challenges. What hurdles does Taiwan's financial sector face with this AI push? We have four major challenges. The first one is tech, technology risks. For example, like cybersecurities and deepfakes, they are major threats, particularly as AI and blockchain technologies interact, which could create new risks for theft and hacking. The second one is regulatory gaps. AI is advancing so fast that our existing rules might not be ready for it. Also, we need to think about how to strike balance between the use of personal data for AI training and privacy protection. The third one is ethical dilemmas. There are also ethical concerns around AI transparency, which can lead to issues like bias and discrimination in AI decision making. The fourth one is market dependency. We need to be mindful of third party risks. When a few major players dominate AI or cloud services, it can create systemic risks. The UK's Bank of England and the EU's DORA regulation are already looking into this, and so are we. Let me summarize Taiwan's journey here. Taiwan has long been a global leader in hardware. Now we are building up the software and systems that will power the next wave of smart financial innovation. Our government policies focus on connecting the dots. Public sectors, private sectors, scaling things up and doing it securely, ethically, inclusively. This is not just about building better tools. We are building on our strengths and moving into new territories. At the heart of Taiwan's AI transition is clear: a better financial ecosystem for everyone involved. Our vision is quite holistic: protect people, empower businesses, consider the planet with green fintech, and really drive innovation that matters. We also know no country can do this alone. That's why Taiwan is actively seeking global partnerships with regulators, innovators, and investors to co create responsible, forward looking fintech solutions. So whether you are building, investing, or regulating, we invite you to work with Taiwan. Together, we can shape a financial future that's not only smarter, but fair, greener, and truly global. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And really, a question I think I'm going to ask Ms. Hu is whether regulators should prioritize innovation or whether they should prioritize customer protection. And there's a kind of balance here which we need to strike.
Yes, thank you, Mike. I think both are equally important. For customer protection, you think just like what Danny said, trust is very important in financial sector, especially in financial markets, because if you don't have trust, then customer don't trust you, then they will withdraw money from the bank and probably will cause the bank run or also probably take the bankruptcy, etc. And also, I think innovation is equally important because it's a very important element of our market. If you don't have this innovation, then you will lose your market competitiveness. And especially when the society is progressing because of AI or because of other technology, if you don't really look at the innovation or try to advance with the development of the society, then also customer will leave you, and in that way you also lose your customer and the market grow. So I think both are very important.